Episode 12 alert! Episode 12! Whoop 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 whoop! Episode 12! Episode 12 come out! Hello everybody, welcome to episode 12. This is my terrible PewDiePie impression. Hi! Welcome back to the epic channel that is Copex, and I would like to personally invite you to watch a whole new extra episode of Black Butler. I'm going to be trying out a couple new things. I've been thinking about how to epically make the copyright issues not be so copyrighted, which is why that you should always support the official release. I kind of never needed to say that because everyone watching this, at least that comments, all y'all have not only seen the episode already, but also read it and read it. And then if you're going to go to Patreon, it is uncensored, but don't go there because I'm watching it. Go there because you already watched it. Ethically sourced. I feel like I'm covering my butt. I don't know. I'm doing this right now, and next week when we watch the last episode, because there's only one more episode after this. Next week when we watch it, I'm gonna completely forget that I said any of this. Undiagnosed, but pretty sure. Anyway, time for the Black Butler time. Oh hey, look, it's a.
Born the 20th of October in the year 1858.
Oh, hey, look. What a very unfortunate last name.
Died the 17th of August 1889 of exsanguination following a catastrophic neck wound. No particular.
A catastrophic neck wound. Is that a? I would assume that's a medical term. Also, abgeschlossen. Oh, I forgot. It's always a CH. Oh. Completed. That's what it... Let me see the dictionary. Finished making or doing. Completed. Wrapped up. So it doesn't mean, like, terminated or, What's another term for being deceased? Things coming to an end. It's not really that. That's not really the way that it's being translated in context. It means more like is over, the end, did a job, which kind of makes sense for the Reapers. Job done. Job done. Yay.
And with that, today's assignment is complete. Ready to go?
Just about.
Or maybe you should say, with that. Hold on. Und with that, today's assignment is abgeschlossen. I like to think of this channel as an educational channel.
I'm still marveling that these two managed to survive and escape to England.
Hold up.
This assignment is complete.
What was that? What was that weird noise? I heard that the first time too.
And with that, today's assignment is complete.
Some sound was not right.
Ready to go?
Just about. I'm still marveling that these two managed to survive.
May birthday. August 11th.
And escape to England.
Hold up, there was a frame there.
Escape to England.
Ugh, I just missed it. Hold on, I'm gonna be doing this for a little while. Okay, nothing of import.
So much of human history turns upon close calls and near misses. Amazing, yeah?
Ugh, you're always getting carried away. It's a couple of people going abroad, nothing more.
That's where you're wrong. Think bigger.
Is tisk 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 not a thing? Is that a no-no for some
A
reason?
spectacularly fatal new gas has been developed. And now, was it and its creator bound for English soil?
Spectacularly deadly new gas? Me when 7-Eleven?
You could say it's a perfect way to keep German ambitions in check.
Ech, boah, another lecture.
Until a few centuries ago, they fought with swords and arrows, but now they're making poisons that can kill hundreds with a single drop. Human progress is incredible. And there are budding geniuses like that girl tucked away in nations all over the world. If just one of them upsets the balance of things, it might trigger a great world war that will engulf the entire globe.
I was following along with this until they said there might be a great world war, and that doesn't make any sense. Yana, you're going, like, off the rails with this one.
That would be unfortunate.
I would prefer a world war to...
That was another one. That was another, like, corrupted audio. Is it supposed to be the stepping sound?
Having too much time on my hands. Not just me. I'd wager he feels the same way.
He does. Who could he be? Is it weird that I thought that flame was going to be burning the corpse?
I don't see the appeal of widespread chaos, so I'll take the bottom instead, please.
I've been commentating too much. Why did he say he's a bottom?
Quite agree with that sentiment. If conflict...
It's my boy William.
Imagine how much overtime
It's Rel. Oh
we'd be putting in.
Wow. You two have come a long way. Hello, William. Grell.
my Grillium.
Yes, we've been simply dying.
Let's go! Officially greatest arc. 10 out of 10 arc. 10 a billion out of 10 arc.
To see you.
We've been dying to see you. Calling, not calling.
A red coat. Huh. I see that you're still as flashy as you've always been.
I am the only lady in the English branch's collections department, darling. I have a duty.
Here you are, the handover documents.
I hadn't anticipated being sent all the way to Germany on an assignment, but the whole world seems primed to go to war these days, so here we are.
In the flesh. And while I'm beyond devastated to have missed dear Bessie, I've had just a positively delightful time with you, Will. Owie! Oh.
Just one thing before you go. That affair with those fucking corpses. Were you able to resolve it to your satisfaction?
The investigation is ongoing.
Buys away. Reference to movie?
Since you asked, I take it that none have appeared here in Germany yet. Though, should you come across any information about the deserter, you'll want to contact the English branch at once. Anyway, if you'll excuse us.
Ta-ta now. Will, let's make a side trip to Baden-Baden. Oh!
It happens, I suppose. Our fellows abandoning their posts. What do you think drives them away from the Grim Reaper Staffing Association?
Who knows? Haven't given it much thought myself. Some of them are probably just tired of the job. So others might have more personal motivations.
Well,
The Undertaker was in love with Vincent, but he couldn't do anything. So the only option that he had was to write down someone's name in the death note. That was the reference I was trying to make. It fell flat because the similarities in my headcanon only lasted so far.
it's hard to see why some might desert. We did used to be human after all.
Lore drop!
Humans who died by their own hand and were turned into Grim Reapers as punishment. Until we are forgiven, we'll be worked to the bone, curating a museum of other people's deaths.
Just gonna drop that lore right there. Just gonna slide that one in. The Undertaker killed himself. Grell, probably because he didn't have tatas. Will probably killed himself because of the job that he had. He was like, I don't want to do work. This work is, My job is killing me, working me to the bone. I have nothing to live for. So then he died and ended up having to do work. And then these two.
They're suicides. And we're stuck listening to them plead for their lives and bemoan their sad fates. It's really pretty depressing.
It is depressing. Everyone's like, no, please don't kill me. But they were like, I want to die. See, it's really ironic, really. It's dark and it's really depressing.
You don't seem even the tiniest bit depressed.
Not me! I have more fun now than when I was alive. It's my calling.
No one's called to be a Grim Reaper.
Willkommen zurück, Herr Dietrich.
You clearly have not watched enough bottom tier isekai. So I got reincarnated as a Grim Reaper because I killed myself because I didn't like living, and now I'm forced to reap other people's souls, but I actually like it? In another world?
Es sieht so aus,
Hello?
dass Sie Schwierigkeiten haben.
Heinrich, hole nun einen Arzt und lasse ein Bad ein.
Jawohl, mein Herr.
Eine Ewigkeit her, seit wir uns gesehen haben.
Sehr wahr, mein Freund. Und wen haben wir hier?
Ach, der Sohn von Phantomhive.
Das dachte ich mir.
That's the son of Vincent Phantomhive. He's a boy? He's 13?
It is an honor to meet you, Lord Phantomhive. I do hope that you'll be staying.
Yes, thank you for the welcome.
I can see a certain resemblance to your father.
I apologize for my odd appearance.
It's so...
Alright. So first of all, this does actually look very close to what I modeled the Minecraft the Phantom Hive Manor in Minecraft. It looks very similar to the Phantom Hive Manor. I want to pull that up real quick. There's always this image to look at, but here's this. They do the same thing, but they don't have the bookcases here. Oh yeah, I used this image a whole lot. It had a whole bunch of different interior things. This is actually the part I was thinking about. But it also looks a whole lot like... I have to actually pull up the episode. Luckily, and lucky for you, I am so in love with this show that I know almost exactly what episode it is. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. It really is just a carbon copy, if I'm being completely honest. It's stealing from a I don't mean to be I don't mean to ruffle any feathers, but Black Butler is clearly stealing from a far superior show.
The Weizsäcker barony holds several castles, and I'm sorry to say this is one of the lesser ones. Also, it is quite small.
Yeah, clearly, because it's a carbon copy of the Suo household, just turned a little more gothic. A little less fancy. Doesn't have people shining the marble.
Compared to the main castle, we invite you to make yourselves at home here.
This is small.
So you are a sheltered rich boy.
Are you the kettle or the pot?
Let's show our guests to their rooms and see
Are you the kettle or the pot?
comfortable.
Well, I would say he's probably the kettle, because I mean, just look at him.
Please bring the injured man this way.
Follow me, bitte.
We'll bring you fresh clothes at once.
Now,
What if they all were forced to call him
you must
Scruffy Face?
allow us to assist as well.
I would be grateful.
The doctor will be here shortly. If you can wait just a while longer.
We've reached safety, and it seems that Wolfram will survive. You must be quite relieved.
Yes.
Yes, quiet.
This may sting, but I trust you'll endure it. We must make you presentable. Head back, please, my lord.
Hey, yo, look at that 5 head. I bet you he dreams in IMAX, dude. Bro looking like
Now that
Vincent.
it's done, I wonder how much of this Her Majesty anticipated. Was it really the mysterious deaths she sent us here to investigate?
I don't like it.
Perhaps. Or perhaps she knew we would stumble upon German military secrets.
Alas.
Oh, perhaps she's the queen and just a bit kooky. She quirked up like that.
The Queen's lofty thoughts are beyond a simple butler's understanding. Though 2 things we can be certain of.
How many? I feel like so. Even in their own privacy, Sebastian is playing the butler card. The queen's foresight is beyond that of a simple butler. And then it's just a game at that point to see which one of them goes, shut up, dude.
First, Germany has made great strides in their toxic gas and armored vehicle development. And second, England has now acquired the means to do the same. I believe the future will prove to be very interesting indeed. Close your eyes and we'll rinse.
If you survive that long.
Interesting is not the word.
You know it is the word? Nah, I sure don't.
It's dizzying the speed at which humans change themselves and the world around them. But somehow, in all the time we've been acquainted, you've yet to grow any taller.
Ha! Ha! He's short. Ah! 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 He's short. Not me. I'm not short. I'm massive. I'm huge. I'm tall. I'm a big boy. Astounding, a staggering 5 feet 7 inches. It's really something to behold, honestly. It's not like this guy. This guy's short. He's dinky. NBA player right here. WNBA bench warmer there.
That's rich coming from someone who hasn't changed in centuries. That's rich coming from someone who hasn't changed in centuries.
Undertaker. Yes, he was here.
What was he doing in Germany?
He had been business in France and decided to stop by. I had no idea he was involved in the sinking of that luxury liner.
France, eh? I don't suppose you know where he is now.
I'm afraid I can't help you there. But
I haven't seen you in so long, Dietrich. Not since his funeral, I think. You don't come to England very often these days. I wonder if that's because the Earl is gone. Or because there's so much more of you to move.
This guy.
I couldn't help myself.
stop this blathering and tell me why you are here.
Oh, forgive me, the difference is just so big.
Yeah.
But that's the way of humans, changing, and in such little time. I mean, look at you and how you've expanded.
Let's go.
We'll probably have to special order your coffin when the time comes. Shall I measure you just in case?
Not necessary.
You know, the Earl would probably have a good laugh himself if he could see ya.
Maybe so. I'd rather not picture it. He did me a favor by dying first.
Stare into the eyes of my lover. That's why they wanted me killed. I was in love with Grim Reaper. He killed himself. Vincent was required to marry Rachel. But it was me he wanted. It was always me. You hear me laugh. You hear it. But the truth, I'm crying on the inside. Dear Vincent, you will always be with me.
The poor thing, burned down to his very bones. No coming back from a death like that. But though he's lost, let's not forget, there is still the other Earl Phantom Hive.
He wants to touch a child. Inappropriately.
Another Earl? Surely not.
I assumed it was just his usual nonsense. I'm surprised I can even recall.
Why would you not just assume that it was that guy right there? Why aren't you assuming that Undertaker didn't just mean this dude? That's immediately what I thought. What do you mean? Is Eloise coming back? Eloise!
What did he mean? Is this other Earl me? Or someone else?
Somebody.
Pardon, mein Herr. Will you gentlemen be having dinner in here or in the dining room?
Yes, the dining room, please.
Will you gentlemen be having dinner in here or in the dining room?
Yes. The Queen's dog.
Hand Miss Sullivan over to the Queen and put this all behind me. We'll be off to England as soon as our injured man can be moved.
Good! You made it!
Yeah, what was with that foot shot?
Took you long enough. Hurry! It's...
This reflects poorly on Sebastian.
Bring more, please! Yes, miss, right away!
It would appear that she's even more ill-prepared for tea with the Queen than I had originally anticipated, my lord.
Are we gonna have a training montage of being a lady?
Yes, I have eyes.
Being a young lass?
However, she is an avid learner.
I don't like
It's
that smirk.
impossible to have her ready with enough time and effort. I'd relish the challenge.
Her Majesty will be eagerly waiting. And we'd best not let that eagerness sour. Teach her fast.
Of course.
His resilience is truly marvelous. A strong man like him should be up and about in no time.
That would mean something if this wasn't 1889. But for all we know, just the fact that they didn't have to amputate anything is like, he'll be fine. Rub some dirt in it. Then you can call me for when gangrene sets in.
Herr Butler, you are called Sebastian. Why'd you save me?
Because my young master ordered me to.
Ew.
You should be grateful that I did. You had tried to abandon your charge with us, and we could have been monsters.
Please, my lady, I'm sorry.
Not another word. If
anyone is going to apologize, it should be me. That night, they promised to show me the outside world. All I had to do was go with them. And I did, with little hesitation. I put myself first. Chose to abandon you in the forest. Yet despite my selfishness, you still protected me. So yes, I am angry and hurt, and your lies were cruel. But
They're not in France yet, dude.
I too acted cruelly. So maybe... let us say we are even.
We are even? My lady, you truly forgive me. So then, am I to remain your butler?
Yeah. Let us stay together forever. And see the wonders of the outside world, side by side.
And then they smooched. Yeah. Cute. It's too bad that she dies in the next episode.
Oh, I suit you.
I don't know if that's true. If any of you comment, how do you know that or anything like that, I can see the future.
Just bear with it until we get to England, all right?
We are in your debt, Diedrich.
Yes, you are. Like father, like son. Next time, don't bring trouble with you.
Next time. So we're welcome back?
No, don't put words in my mouth. Now get going so I can forget about you. And Junior, the world you know is changing before your eyes. So be careful.
Yes, same to you.
It's the Campania. Who is that girl I see?
Das ist London?
Das ist die Hauptstadt des Landes, in dem die Sonne niemals untergeht. Beherrscht bei Königin Victoria.
Hey, ihr zwei. Deutsch ist so auffällig in England. Bitte, sprecht Englisch von jetzt an.
Right you are.
Was? Die junge Frau spricht Englisch gut. But my English is no good.
Dann spreche er so weit wie möglich, bitte. The challenge heightens. It seems they'll need intensive instruction.
Just the sound of just like latex.
Get on that. The Queen will be growing impatient to see her. I'd like her ready within a week.
Really, my lord? Don't you think that's a bit too soon?
I know you'll get her to pass muster by then. I'll leave the how to you. That's an official order. You have 1 week to turn this witch into a lady.
Rule number 1, don't talk about Mr. Popo's training.
My lord, it shall be done. Let's begin. First, we procure the proper attire. Presentations to Her Majesty have the strictest of dress codes. With that in mind, she'll need a full court dress commissioned post-haste.
Oh, how splendid. Why, hello. Welcome to Hopkins, lady and gents.
Must they always pose like that?
Hitachi twins if you stepped on a butterfly in the 1700s and they ended up here.
Pleasure to see you again. We've arrived with quite a large order to place.
Meg Augusta, where's the beautiful boy? My senses don't lie. I just felt an angel enter the shop.
Ever the herald, eh, Miss Hopkins?
Oh, goodness, my lord. How wonderful to see you. You so rarely grace my establishment
Powerful motor sounds.
with your presence.
My good proprietress, the thoroughness with which you ignore me is admirable.
The thoroughness in which you ignore me is admirable. I need to remember that. I have a tendency to let's just say it's hard to ignore me.
Oh, and who might this fetching creature be, my lord?
Someone I'll be looking after for a short while. We're here to remedy her limited wardrobe. Off the rail is fine.
Let's see what we have here. My, this looks like it was made from bedding, not proper summer fabric. And the color. It's so offensively plain, to say nothing of the shoddy workmanship. You're clearly the victim of a tasteless man who thinks all women should be ladylike.
I worked with what I had.
Pardon?
Sebastian getting butthurt. Oh my god. Oh my god.
For you see, the lady is to be presented to the queen, and they both lack suitable.
Swear to dog, that's CL right now. Swear to dog.
Vestments. Ordinarily, we'd call upon a couturier for the lady's full court dress. Would it be too much for you to handle his and her costumes?
What a silly question. To help craft a debutante's presentation, her cheeks flushed with nervous excitement, an untouched canvas, it's too good! Oh, blessed muse! I see your painted gift dancing in my mind's eye! A presentation gown of the most pristine white, a silk petticoat resplendent with lace, and perhaps a long train of embroidered satin, feathers in her hair and a glamorous veil, all tied together with an emerald or diamond accessory. Come, we'll get started right away.
I just want you to stop saying odd shit.
That's how I felt about that interaction.
Meg, Augusta, take the other one's measurements.
How to describe her?
Words fail me.
You'll have to forgive the mess, my darling. An order from a singing group is proving quite the handful. Now then, what color shall I pick for your everyday dresses? I have so many to choose from.
Is she gonna pick red? She gotta keep the green.
May I ask you a favor?
That resolves
And
our
I hope you understand.
problem. Next, we ought to consider addressing her hair. A lady being presented must have an elegant coiffure, which shouldn't be an issue. Young Miss Sullivan has plenty of nice long hair to work with. After that,
They're all finished.
My lady!
I have nothing to add to. I'm speechless. And that's the end of it. That's the end. That's all she wrote.
At long last, CL is...
I'm never ready for Lizzie to show up. Ever. Jeremy Lee does a great job in a lot of shows. And she does a good job with Lizzie when Lizzie's being not Lizzie. Or she is being Lizzie and not the Lizzie that she wishes she was trying to be. There's that whole lore drop, but... That whole ending, I just wasn't ready for. I don't know how to say that. I didn't have any sort of commentary. It just hit me. The shell shock, not the shell shock, the culture shock. It slapped me in the face, going from like everything that happened in the beginning of the episode, and then just London good, London great, yay, London good. I don't know, man. But I'm happy to see that they're in London, and we're getting one last episode, baby. And we're gonna see how this wraps up. We're gonna figure out why in the next episode. I assume the next thing that we're gonna be talking about is why was the Queen so interested to meet this Emerald Witch? She hasn't wanted to really meet anyone else, but she wants to meet the Emerald Witch. Very interesting stuff, and I'm pretty happy to hear that this end. I mean, Grell showed up. I love Grell's Grell's my favorite character in this show. I'm sorry. Look, I was about to say Grell. I did say Grell was my favorite, but I was getting pretty depressed in the last episode or the last season when Sebastian was barely in it at all. Grell, I have just been like, when's Grell gonna show up? But in either case, Grell, I love Grell. Grell's amazing. But yeah, leave your comments down below with what you think is gonna happen in the last episode. We've only got the one left, and that means that you're gonna be able to watch the entire series with my commentary. I assume you've already watched it all the way through. How dare you if you haven't? How dare you? Go form your own opinions. Come to this video and tell me how wrong I am. Put me in my place. Lash me harder, Daddy. All right, time for everybody's favorite comments. Some stuff that was said in the last episode. In 16, Larry Gray says on Patreon. Be sure to head over to Patreon if you want to support your boy. At 1613, the woman that shot Wolfram was the Panzer commander, not the infantry commander. Hence why Sebastian joked about her surviving in the oven. $13.55. What happened at $13.55? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Are you laughing at me going bye-bye, or are you just laughing at the fact that she got shot in the face? Both are valid. Emily said cheers, not chills. That makes way more sense than... Because, there was a spot out here where, Emily's like, ooh, I can tell that there's people over there. Cheers. But I thought it was chills, and I was like, LOL. And then there was the comment that I made about Claudia still being a Phantom Hive, and I was kind of curious about that. So apparently Claudia never got married. Vincent, Francis, and maybe Klaus are all bastard siblings. I guess that answers the technicality question. I'm still curious why there was the frame that was like Claudia is important to the series. So we'll see about that. And on to everybody else's comments. All of the plebs. Sorry, I don't make the rules. It's just how it works. Jillian says, I need to know who the dialect coach is for the season because the accents are so bad. Look, this is Crunchyroll. They don't have the money for a dialect coach, and even if they did, they would just pocket the money and be like, we're voice actors. We can do any acting you just don't understand. I have a little bit of cynicism towards voice actors because I followed a lot of anime voice actors on Twitter many years ago when I was unfortunately on that site slightly too much. And they all have really terrible opinions about themselves. It's really sad. That's just like a pet peeve of mine. People who who are just not humble in any way. Benedict says, are we dealing with children? People can't seem to hold back their tongues. Someone already spilled the beans doesn't mean they can't make... Just because someone spilled the beans doesn't mean they can make a further mess of it. Also, the thing about twins is true. There wouldn't be any because they're my neighbors, Miguel and Gabriel. Well, tell Miguel and Gabriel... Tell the older one that he's the favorite. His oldest children for the win. Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm a little too smooth-brained to understand what got spoiled for me. So, at least there's that going on. But yeah, no, spoilers kind of suck in the comments. Luckily, but like I said, too smooth-brained to understand what's going on. Yeah, Benedict also says that you noticed something. They didn't fix the issue with the ring. It's supposed to be blue. Very important detail. Wouldn't give context why at 12:19, you say. What do you mean? I noticed that there was there's something weird about that movement that looks very, like quickly, like they took something and they just tracked it. Is it this one? Is it the, oh, sorry. Is it the gold one? Is that one supposed to be blue? Because this one has like a weird... That had a weird movement to it, so I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. But maybe they fixed it by now. I was genuinely sure the thumbnail for the last video would have made the views go up. How did it do the opposite? I don't know. It was weird because the last video also didn't do super great. I think... Well, I mean, a big problem is I just don't have the time to put these videos out on Monday when they need to be out. But... at the same time, I think that they're just... I don't understand. I don't really know what's going on with there. That's kind of the hard part about doing YouTube, is sometimes YouTube just doesn't push it. Some of you like this show. Ghost Town, I'm not calling you out, I swear. I swear I'm not calling you out at all. The people being massacred part is part of the canon manga? Okay. Because I remember that happened, I think, in episode 1 with all the cultists getting massacred. But also, I think you also said that the whole summoning thing and some of that lore wasn't canon, so wasn't sure. Good, thank you for that. You're also surprised that Sebastian didn't make fun of CL for that terrible joke. Yeah, it's, I think, like, it was you or somebody else had talked about how the fans have been making fun of that joke for years. In your opinion, the last thumbnail can be summed up in one of your CL's quotes from one of my older videos, which is, "This is an absolute Mona Lisa." Yes, it is. It is 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 thumbnail. 10 out of 10. The execution of that was a bit awkward. Which part? Before I was a weeb. With the execution of breathing and the shot of it happening.
He even breathes elegantly.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny that he breathes like, oh, I went to school to learn how to be exhausted properly. It was quite pleasant to see how this episode jumped straight. Yes, this one too. I was actually really surprised that there wasn't the recap. And the background music, yes, I changed it up. I usually, whenever I pick music, I just do whatever one is currently in my brain, which means I then end up kind of cycling through them, which is why you heard it again on this episode. You see how I'm recording this episode right now? I have not even touched it, but right now that song is going through my head, which means it is the song I'm going to be using. So thank you to everyone who commented, who's been following along this entire ride. Leave a comment if you've been watching since the beginning, and leave a comment if you jumped in partway through. I'd actually be more interested, because some of you, I know all full well that you've been here this whole time. I don't mean that as a diss. That's just called loyalty. And I appreciate all of you for sticking around, and I'm very excited for the last episode next week. And be sure to smash like if you agree, and subscribe. Guys, come on! You're watching the videos and you're not even subscribed. Why would you do it? You have to go to Patreon now. You have to do it. Just to make up for the fact that you wouldn't touch subscribing is free, but you didn't do it, which means you gotta go to Patreon now. I don't make the rules. It's just how it is. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll finally wrap up this video by saying, peace.